Hey to all metal maniacs and welcome to another episode on Album of the Week, where I grab an album from my collection or grab an album which has just been released and share my thoughts about it, what I like and maybe what I don't like about that particular record. This week's episode is a bit special to me in the sense that I will be reviewing for the first time a local Maltese heavy metal record. Apart from that, it is one of my all-time favorite bands, consisting of great musicians and, most importantly, great friends. So let's cut to the chase here, go straight to the theme song and straight to the review of this album. Let's go! Thanks for joining us for another video here on the Iron Horde channel. What we do here is suggest bands, review albums, review festivals, speak about cultural aspects of heavy metal and much more, always relating to old school heavy metal. So if this is a subject that interests you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing this video on social media and with your friends. As you can see from the title of this video, today I'm going to review an album by the epic doom metal band Forsaken, and I have chosen to review quite possibly their most famous and most renowned album, which is Dominaeon, released in 2005 on Gold Lake Records. I have to admit here that I have a lot of bias in reviewing this album, but don't let that stop you from checking out this record. For me, one of the landmark albums in epic doom metal history, on par with albums such as Epicus by Candlemas and Beyond the Crimson Horizon by Solitude Aeternus, which are two giants of this subgenre. Although I will be focusing on one album here today, consider this as an appetizer to a future video or videos I will do on Forsaken, a Sunday videos which will be longer and will delve deeper in the career of this great band, which has left a big impact on the local Maltese scene, even abroad, where they have performed throughout the whole of Europe, and maybe in the future they can also go out of the European shores, play in other continents, because seeing Forsaken live is an experience that I would recommend to any metalhead, because for me they are one of the best live bands ever, and it's too bad that they are so underrated in the metal world. The band consists of Simeon Gutt on drums, Sean Vukovic on guitars, Albert Bell on bass, and Leo the Human Dynamo, someone coined that nickname for him, Leo the Human Dynamo Stivala, on vocals. One of the main characteristics of Forsaken is the subject of their lyric. They focus on themes concerning the Holy Scriptures and all the apocalyptic tales associated with these books. From the path to darkness of mankind, to the subsequent betrayal, to the wrath of God, to the 7 plagues, and back to the resurrection of God's Son. Take the intro, the abscondent God, the God that doesn't want to reveal himself, that wants to stay behind the scenes, so to speak. And the last track, which is Resurgam, which basically details the resurrection of the Son of God. Two contrasting events, starting the album and ending the album, two different types of approaches, and all the tracks in the middle are different stages leading from one to the other. That is how I kind of always have perceived the journey on this album. What is constant between them is their sense of angerness, the sense of punishment, the sense of dreariness, kind of, all courtesy of the pen of bassist Albert Bell. So the lyrics here with this band is something that you really should check out and give particular attention to. Agree or not agree with them, I think they really fit the apocalyptic feel, the heaviness of Forsaken in here, the epicness of the doom we have on offer on this record and throughout Forsaken's career. The track which stands out from the rest of the tracks here on this record is The Celestial Alchemist, which is not a riff-based track, but rather a track which stays on the same wavelength with a baritone choir in the background until towards the end the drums come in and give a sense of alertness that something big is going to happen, something almost life-changing feels. The rest of the tracks are filled with heavy riffs, that sense of melody and finesse. Don't ask me for a favorite track on this album because it would be the end of me. I remember initially really loving the track Kenosis, which really starts slowly, but then kind of the riff comes in and grabs you from the neck, hits you to the wall without leaving you until the end. That chorus riff stops and you are there like astounded by what you have heard. Another highlight for me would be Daylight Dies, which is a very melodic track, so good, and there's a great guitar solo by Sean Vukovic on this one. Although truth be told, this album is packed with great guitar solos. Dominaeon might be the most famous track on this record. I know Forsaken often, if not every time, they include it in their live set list. Another similar track is Wretched of the Earth, two very angry tracks, very powerful tracks. The track Obsidian Dreams might be the underrated one on here. It starts off with Leo Stivala growling Nihil quo omnia funt. I've always told him to include more of these growls, rough vocals, because they really add a sense of anger, which is, I mean, you can feel that power in Forsaken's tracks, and this kind of growling parts, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think they should be oftenly done, but rather put in certain parts considering the lyrical aspect of that particular moment. But it really creates a powerful feeling. Again, those choir moments in the chorus of this track really give it a majestic feeling. Closing of the album is a 10-minute collection of heavy riffing on the track Resurgam, welcomed by Tom G. Warrior-esque by Leo Stivala. This track is relentless in its aim to finish off with class, with that kind of power so synonymous with the music of Forsaken, but it is doubled on this track and bring to close what was a journey of love, betrayal, wrath, anger and liberation. So if you're into Candlemas, Solitude, Eternus, Skald, Sorcerer, Procession, Count Raven, and even the traditional bands such as traditional doom bands such as Pentagram, Trouble, Saint Vitus, Forsaken should be a must for your collection, for your listening pleasure. Let's give this band the recognition they truly deserve. I guess I should stop here with this album. I could go on for a whole day rambling on Forsaken and this record, and that is how much I admire this band and the musicians within it. Now it's your turn to go and listen to the album, to the rest of their discography. I have nothing more to add, just a reminder that you can find links to their Facebook page, to their website, and links to buy the albums from the description below the video. You will find also affiliate links from where we get a small commission to no extra expense for you in order to help us with funding this channel. If you like the content, please subscribe and share the link as I said at the beginning, and click on the bell so you are notified whenever we post a new video. Until the next video on Sunday, stay safe and metal on. Cheers.